The Arctic stretches endlessly, cloaked in ice. Snow falls in torrents. A 6-year-old polar bear rolls on the snow, cleaning its thick, snow-white fur, perfect insulation against the bitter cold. This is the best time of year to hunt. One of the polar bear's favorite foods is the seal. Seals catch fish underwater but must return to the surface to breathe and rest. Their plump, sausage-shaped bodies are irresistibly tempting to polar bears. Although the bear's eyesight is poor, its hearing and sense of smell are incredibly sharp. Not only can it detect prey from a great distance, but it also strikes with tremendous power. Even if a seal hides under 2 meters of snow, the polar bear can still sniff out its exact location. Seizing the moment, it charges forward, leaps, and plunges headfirst into the snow. Strong, decisive, swift, agile. The camera cuts to a new scene, a pristine snow pit now stained with bright red blood. A trail of blood leads away from the site, and the mother bear calmly enjoys the fresh kill she just made. The fresh scent lures in a male bear from afar. Polar bears are solitary by nature. Competition for food often leads to conflict. When two bears meet, tensions usually rise instantly. One would expect a fierce, life-or-death battle to unfold, but unexpectedly, the two seem friendly and warm, even on their first meeting. Rather than showing aggression, they begin playing joyfully, pushing each other playfully. As the saying goes, opposites attract. They chase and tumble across the ice. The female suddenly dives into an ice tunnel, as if showing off her deep diving skills, or perhaps they're simply playing a game of hide and seek. The male spins around looking for her, and together they dash joyfully across the ice. Having a companion makes happiness so simple. What seemed like a budding romance takes a turn, the female leaves, and the male doesn't even try to follow. A clear reminder: when opportunity knocks, you must seize it, or risk losing something precious. Hello everyone, I'm Madam. Welcome to Wildlife Chronicles. This week, we're heading to the Arctic to explore the fascinating world of polar bears. Seals are truly unlucky. Not only are they constantly at risk of being hunted, even polar bears consider them their main course. Harp seal pups are only a few days old, chubby, with irresistibly cute faces and soft, squeaky voices. There's no word more fitting than adorable to describe them. At this moment, the seal mother returns. The contrast in fur between her and the pup is striking. Seals give birth to 1 pup per year. Their nursing period lasts just 2 weeks, one of the shortest in the animal kingdom. Seal milk contains up to 15% fat, enabling the pup to rapidly build a thick layer of blubber. Their mother-child bond is sincere, yet fleeting. Seal mothers must make the most of this short window to teach their pups survival skills. On their first swimming lesson, the mother stays close, offering reassurance. The pup gains about 2 kilograms each day. Once it develops a protective fat layer and becomes a confident swimmer, the mother's duty is complete. Raising her pup costs the mother up to 1/3 of her body weight. When that limit is reached, she must return to the open sea. It's time for the ultimate survival test. Mother and child must say goodbye. Even if their hearts are heavy, they must part ways. If you love, don't cry. The road ahead must be walked alone. Let the mother look at her child one last time. How could a polar bear eat such a sweet, gentle creature? The answer is the same as that of the killer whale. Speaking of harp seals, adult males look even more unusual. Once mature, they develop a large nasal sac that inflates like a black hood. During breeding season, the larger the nose, the more attractive they are. This male seal desperately wants a mate but seems to have chosen the wrong target. The female he's courting just gave birth and is not in heat, keeping her distance. Still, the young and energetic male, driven by surging hormones, is obsessed. He keeps flirting with her, but she ignores him. Defeated, he seeks a new target. But there are 2 other males nearby, and a heavyweight rival. If he wants to mate this year, he must fight. He quickly swims to the ice, challenging the opponent. Let's see who's bigger and tougher. He puffs up his nose and threatens his rival, but the opponent flees like a punching bag before the fight even begins. His flashy display is rewarded. With the competition gone, he's halfway to success. But the real prize is the female's heart. He flaunts his inflated nose, but she remains indifferent. After a moment of hesitation, he unveils his ultimate move, blowing bubbles. His nasal sac, flexible and stretchy, can inflate and deflate. It will even flutter outward. After the performance, he waits eagerly, hoping to end his loneliness. But she remains uninterested, unmoved. Female harp seals can only conceive on one single day each year. No wonder they're so picky. Deflated like a popped balloon, the male sulks in a quiet corner, heartbroken and confused. Just then, a mother bear appears, leading her 2 cubs on a hunting trip. This is the mischievous stage for the cubs. Any moment could break out into a playful scuffle. The mother looked at them helplessly. They were already over a year old and still hadn't matured one bit. "Why aren't you coming ashore yet?" The mother was furious. They just curled up in the snow, grooming their fur all day, playing around and goofing off. Especially when hunting, she hoped they wouldn't make too much noise, because their prey was extremely alert. So, before setting off, she had to leave the 2 cubs behind. The mother bear patrolled the area and spotted a bearded seal. But before she could get close, it slipped into the water and disappeared. As global temperatures rise, ice is melting faster than ever. Without natural cover, the polar bear's success rate in hunting is dropping sharply. She was now forced to risk going after bigger seals. This seal hadn't noticed the danger. The polar bear dove in behind it, then raised her body slightly, silently observing. The seal, feeling a chill down its spine, turned around to check. The mother bear had already plunged into the water, swimming to the other side. She suddenly sprang forward. The seal sensed the danger and, in an instant, dove into the water. Splashes flew everywhere. Staying alive had to come before chasing love. After several failures, the mother bear felt increasingly frustrated. Life was getting harder. She wandered with her 2 cubs across vast distances. In summer, the Arctic began soaking in the sun's warmth. More than half the ice melted, revealing towering mountains and the deep blue sea. The Svalbard archipelago in the Arctic is home to many animals, especially those adapted to polar environments. Elephant seals, their feeding habits are like sea cows, except they have 2 long tusks. Their massive bodies earned them their domineering name. Without the buoyancy of water, they struggled to move on land. After each hunting trip, they always searched for the perfect spot to sunbathe. The sandy beach was packed with elephant seals, so crowded it was hard to breathe. As one elephant seal came ashore, others ignored it with eyes shut tight. Another seal kept poking it with its tusks. It attacked anyone it met, using all its strength just to claim a small patch of sand. Eventually, it drove off its rivals and secured a sunbathing spot, though it was still surrounded by many squishy neighbors. Some snored loudly. Others rolled side to side, scratching itches on the ground. Now and then, one would accidentally thump into it. Getting hit for no reason, who could hold back their anger? Another fight nearly broke out. By midday, temperatures reached 22 degrees Celsius, the highest recorded in the past half-century. Elephant seals, being cold-loving creatures, struggled with such extreme heat. Their skin flushed red across their bodies. They quickly returned to the sea. Through generations of experience, they developed a unique rolling technique like newborn babies. This was effective, time-saving, and energy-efficient. Soon, others followed suit. Each one, round and puffy like a dumpling, rolled into the ocean, diving into the cool waters that had embraced them for millennia. In winter, the Arctic Ocean completely freezes over. Then, slowly melts away in summer. But since the last century, sea ice coverage has dropped by 50%. Global warming is accelerating. Scientists estimate that as early as 2035, the Arctic Ocean could be ice-free. To polar bears, this spells extinction. Many photographers have captured images of polar bears swimming endlessly in open water, searching for floating ice. Some searched for 10 days straight without finding a single resting spot. In those moments, the polar bear looked like a lone white speck in a vast desert, tiny, lonely, and desperate. If lucky, they might reach a small island. It's the only land in the vicinity. With no ice in sight, they had nowhere else to go. Now, more and more polar bears were gathering here. The mother bear, too, arrived with her cubs. But the island was full of starving males. She had to stay alert. In truth, this remote island had plenty of food. Not far away, on submerged rocks, many elephant seals lay in the sun. A male polar bear boldly approached, sending the herd into chaos. In their panic, they trampled each other, some of the weaker ones died. This was the feast the polar bears longed for. But sharing was not in their nature. The fights over prey never stopped. From afar, the mother bear and her cubs quietly observed, hoping to scavenge whatever scraps were left. They had traveled far and hadn't eaten in days. At this point, they just wanted one full meal. The mother bear struggled with fear and doubt. Stealing bites was the only way to survive. But this wasn't sustainable. She decided to risk everything. The cubs, unaware of the danger, followed behind. But this was no place for children. She growled sharply, they backed off, frightened. The male polar bears were twice her size. If attacked, she couldn't even protect herself. Luckily, the males were too busy devouring their prey to notice her. The mother seized the chance and quickly joined the feast.